Hey, folks, thank you for being here. We are live and ready to go. Today is Friday, the last trading day of the full month of the last full week of trading for December for 2024. It has been a very interesting year. Been full of lots of ups and downs this year, and it brings up the topic I wanted to discuss today, which is, and I put it in the title here, the top 3 reasons. This might surprise you why you should not trade for a living. And I know you're thinking, what in the world? That was the whole point of us doing this, is so that we can. Even in the book, it says, about trading full time and whatnot. Well, let me start by saying this. So a few years ago, I lost my job and I was unemployed for about 6 months. One of the things, one of the many things that you learn when you have just one source of income and then you lose that one source of income is that you don't want to ever have just one source of income. I mean, think about it right now. A lot of you out there have a job. Maybe you're self-employed. Maybe you work for somebody else, probably work for somebody else. Imagine what your life would be like if that one source of income went away. Now imagine that one source of income is your trading. So step number 1, secret number 1, reason number 1 that I don't think you should ever trade for a living is the pressure that it puts on you. We probably, none of us really feel the precarious nature of our families, of our lives, when we think about, well, I've got this one source of income, is my job, and honestly, I could lose that at any moment. Now imagine that one source of income comes from trading day after day after day. In some instances, trading for a living is getting a brand new job every single day. I heard someone once say that there's a fine line between being self-employed and being unemployed. Well, just imagine that you're a day trader. Every day you wake up, you're basically starting over. You're basically unemployed until you hit that first button. So reason number 1 is the extra pressure that suddenly you are under when you have to pay your rent, pay your power bill, buy groceries based on what you trade today. It's going to cause you to reach for trades that you wouldn't otherwise do. Yesterday we talked about how not trading is still trading. We mentioned the story from Joshua of the children of Israel walking around Jericho 6 times and nothing happening. And then the 7th time something happened, right? The whole thing fell down. Well, and the allegory there is staring at your screen, going through your charts and not having a single trade to enter. Now imagine you're trading for a living and every bit of income from your trading is what goes to buy groceries and pay the power bill and pay the mortgage. And you sit there and you wait for a trade setup and it doesn't happen. And an hour goes by and it doesn't happen. And 2 hours goes by and it doesn't happen. Or a day goes by, 2 days go by, and you don't have a trade setup. What's going to happen? You're thinking, I've got bills to pay. I need to be trading. The pressure it puts you under. Now, we're going to go over how to combat that here in just a minute. Number 2 is related to number 1. The markets that you're in this week. This is Christmas week, right? We had Christmas Eve, shortened market day. Christmas Day closed. Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, the U.S. is open. The rest of the world, bits and pieces of it are shut down because it's Boxing Day. Now imagine that you're trading for a living and the market that you want to trade, be it stocks or Forex or whatever it is, anything other than crypto, imagine that is shut down for the day. Same situation as number 1. I'm stuck. I can't trade. What am I going to do? That leads to the discussion that we're going to get to at the end. How do you get to the point where you can trade for a living? And then lastly is the big one for most people who start off in trading, say, I want this to be my full-time job. Social media has done a really poor job of preparing the average trader for the amount of money it takes to trade for a living. And with that, the amount of return that you can realistically expect day in and day out, month after month. It requires an awful lot of money to live on 2% a month, which is a reasonable amount of return. So you do the math. If you need $2,000 a month to live off of, you need $40,000 in your trading account. If I did the math right there, 4,000 would be 10%, 400 would be 2%. No, you need $400,000 in your trading account. And most people don't want to accept that giant chunk of money is what they need in order to So those are the three main reasons that I think that for most people, trading for a living, whereas trading is your main source of income, is not only out of reach, but shouldn't be reached for. So let's tie all this together. What am I saying? As with losing your job, as with your market being closed for Christmas Day, you should search for, your goal should be to have trading be one of several sources of income. Right now, if you have a job, you have one source of income. So develop a second one. Develop trading as a second source of income. Real estate. I've got actually a list of basically a flow chart. Start here and do this one first, then this one, as far as sources of income that are easy to start and easy to build, and each one builds off of the other one. But you want to get to the point where trading is one of 4 or 5 sources of income. And if you lose one, you're only taking a 20, 25% pay cut. Your job can absolutely be one of those sources of income. And as you build all of those out, then suddenly your job then becomes superfluous, and you can rely on trading and real estate and the side job and this other thing. All these things together have been built to the point where you can drop that job that you've got. That, I think, is what people are searching for, but don't fully understand that unless you have a job, unless you are employed by BlackRock or Charles Schwab or one of those companies, and trading just happens to be your 9 to 5, right? That's a whole separate conversation. But if you want to sit at your computer at your house and go clickety clickety and pay your mortgage, the best source of income there, the best, most logical path is to build trading up where it is, get it up to 20% of your everyday income, maybe 25%. And once it's there, start building that, stop and start building that second one. Because like I said, you never want to rely, you don't want to get to the point like I was where you have one source of income and you lose it. Build out multiple sources of income and make trading one of those. And that is how you free yourself from your job. When people say, I want to trade for a living, generally what they mean is I want to quit my job and make money off trading. Quitting your job is a fantastic idea. Making money off of trading is a fantastic idea, but those aren't the same thing. So all of that to say, Solomon, in his wisdom, at the end of his life, in Ecclesiastes, says, to everything there is a purpose and a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. There is a time for trading to help pay the bills. But that time is not quit my job, instantly into trading, trading's paying my bills. Let trading pay the bills while you've still got the main job. Then you can start the second job. So patience is a guys, I put it in the book. Patience sucks, but it is what creates long-term successful traders. All right, guys, that is it for today. We're back tomorrow with our trading recap show. What do we call it? We call it the wins, losses, and lessons, the trading recap show. Be back tomorrow. We got some really interesting trades happen this past week that I wasn't expecting for this shortened week. Here's the links if you want to join the Facebook. Is this the right one, or is this going to play music? Oh, this is the right one. If you want to join the free Facebook community, here's the link for you. And with that, guys, I will see you all tomorrow.